Is it just me, or does it seem like everybody becomes a pregnancy expert the second you pee on a stick? From the moment you find out you're pregnant, you're drowning in advice from everybody from your cousin's best friend's neighbor to every corner of social media. The thing is, they may have been pregnant once or twice, or maybe they just even knew somebody who was. My name is Jamie, I'm a midwife. I've been working with expecting families and attending births since 2014, and I started this channel to give you the information you actually want and advice you can use. So, a little bit about me. Funny story, the first time I ever attended a birth, I almost threw up. Now, I should be honest, I was not expecting to attend a birth that day, and that is not what I thought I was going to see walking in the room, but there we have it. How does one accidentally walk into a birth? Well, let me explain. My sister was planning on giving birth at home, and I was staying with her over the holidays. I woke up to hearing some screaming and walked in to the birth of the placenta, which, to be frank, had me almost about to vomit. I turned around and walked out the door. So you can imagine her surprise when a few years later I said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna become a midwife," and she kindly pointed out, "Do you remember what happened the last time you saw a birth?" I've come a long way. So how did I go from merely throwing up when seeing a baby be born to the midwife you know and trust today? In 2013, I was training to become a postpartum doula, and something that kept coming up was the high rates of postpartum depression that women, specifically in the US, were experiencing after birth. There are various reasons that women or families experience postpartum depression, but one that I came across that was really unexpected was that these women were not getting the care and support they needed throughout pregnancy. Then as they approached their due date, they were told when to come in for an induction, then they give birth and are sent home without really any follow-up until 6 weeks later. So during pregnancy, you're expected to see a provider every month, and towards the end of pregnancy, weekly, for these 5-minute check-ins. Get on the scale, let's listen to the baby's heartbeat, don't do this, do this. Then you give birth and are just expected to know what to do while recovering from birth and while dealing with a newborn baby. And that just seems to be a recipe for disaster for women feeling overwhelmed during the postpartum period. So that is how I began my journey to become a midwife. Not because I love catching babies, but because I feel passionate about supporting women in pregnancy to nurture them and educate them to become parents that trust themselves and their intuition and know how to handle their growing and extending family. The medical system is failing women time and time again, and this is my effort to help educate women so that they know what to expect and can feel empowered when it's time for them to give birth, or to know what questions to ask when they go to see their providers. One of the pillars of midwifery care is extended prenatal visits. I often spend up to an hour and a half per visit with first-time parents. That time is full of what to expect, how to plan, and how to prepare. My goal is to bring that level of education and support to women who need it most, women who are seeing OBs who feel that they are lacking in information and support during pregnancy. In addition to that, I offer one-on-one pregnancy consulting for either support throughout pregnancy with regular check-ins, or just a one-off support session for things like planning what kind of provider is right for you, talking through some complications of pregnancy, or writing a birth plan. If you feel like you could benefit from a little bit more support, check out the link below to find out how to work with me one-on-one. I'm so glad you're here and chose me to trust for information regarding pregnancy, birth, and the postpartum period.